Hello, it's Pete here at Sizzix, and I'm wearing my Hawaiian shirt because, truth be told, I'm getting a bit hot under the collar because it's time for another Tim Holtz vault release. So let's start off with vault edges. Now, look at these lovely edges on the cardstock. Many years ago, Tim did a range of dies called on the edge dies. And they were to allow you, if you love journaling or just applying deckled edges to your cardstock, they have these wonderful dies. But Tim has boiled this down now and brought them out in Thinlits form. Not only are you getting these edges, you are getting this wonderful alphabet as well. And let's take a look. There you go, there's a board. That's a closer look at what you're going to be getting here. So that's the edge. And let's take one of these dies out actually to give you an idea. So basically, you've got your cardstock and you take your die and place it there and it cuts the edge off that. So you can go all the way around that. You can mix and match. You can switch these out. This one, that's that lovely, sort of like almost like a page torn out of a notebook. So these are really cool. And we will probably be showing these working in a later video, but that's the vault edges. So whether you're a card maker or you're a scrapbooker or a journaler, whatever it is, these are going to become something that will live in your stash for all time. Let's take a look at a couple examples of things that we've made. This one, I mean, very simple and colorful. Obviously, we've used the deckled edge there and we've used the alphabet in the center. Here's another one. So we've combined two. I've used the deckled edge and I've used that torn notebook kind of vibe die with that one. And this one, this is a tag, but you can see I've cut through the tag, stuck it on a background, and we've used the letters to create the legend, Dream Big. So that is vault edges. Now, after that, a particular favorite of mine, this is vault. Now, this is a side order, so all of these little dies. In fact, the majority of the dies that we're looking at today will work through your Sidekick machine, but this one was created specifically. So not only are you getting those wonderful flowers, but you are getting this little 2D embossing folder to boot. Now, let me show you. This was now the vault. Why do we call it vault? Well, vault means Tim's brought back some of the more popular dies and embossing folders that you guys have requested, his makers have requested, and Tim himself loves. But if we look at this, right, look at this one. This I made with the original Modern Floristry, and you see the difference in the size of that daisy. So if you have the original Modern Floristry, this will go perfectly with it, and you can sort of switch the sizes around so it gives you a sense of dimension. You can get a really spectacular look. How about combining that embossing folder with those beautiful flowers? And you can see this one, we've used distress ink to get all those lovely colors going on. This one, very plain and simple, just two colors on white, two colors of pink. So that is creating a background pattern, as is this one, which is giving me kind of 1970s vibes with the colors there. This one, again, just changing up the colorway. So we've continued with the orange, we've continued with the pink and the brown, but this time putting it on a dark background. And then finally, we got a bit mixed media. So the tag itself is from Tim's tag set, Thinlit set, which truly is one of the most used dies in my stash. So if you haven't got that one, maybe take a look at it. But again, that's kind of like a faux embossed technique. And that was Vault Floristry. So it does come, this one, with the 2D embossing folder. Now, I don't know if you remember some of these really groovy shapes from way back in the day, and I make no excuse for using the word groovy because this gives me real 1950s vibes. This one is called Vault Atomic Retro, and this is what you're going to get in the kit. So all the pieces that make up that TV, all these wonderful shapes which you see in 1950s advertising, and so on and so forth. It is a really cool set. And I've just kept it plain and simple. So I've just used Sizzix cardstock to get these different things. But doesn't that just scream 1950s? I'm getting Happy Days vibes from that. There you go. Now that is just one of the shapes. You can see I've taken the little kind of square out there and used some of these little detail dies. There's another one. Hey Daddy-O, couldn't be much more 50s, could it? Oh, speaking of Happy Days, how about that? Now, obviously I put a phrase in there. You could put a photograph in there. It could be somebody's birthday. It can be somebody who maybe hails from the 50s. I'm from the 60s myself, but there you go, hipster. And there's another hipster one, but choosing the right colors is the fun part. Tim provides the correct shapes. This is one of those sets. This is one of those sets. I was so upset when we couldn't use this, because obviously we're always off on to the next thing, but really, really cool. I'm so glad it's back. Thank you, Tim. Now, Noteworthy, or Vault Noteworthy. You may have remembered a larger set using similar icons, and this is what you're going to get. You're going to get that wonderful clipboard with these bits as well. You've got your file folder and all of these little bits and pieces. This is very much what people think of when they hear the word Tim Holtz. It's one of those absolute classics. They are great foundational dies, the larger ones particular. I've got a couple of examples here showing some of the things that I've done. So again, we've got this wonderful clipboard. There's so many techniques that you can get to make these look distressed, make them look old, make them look kind of like they're from back in the day. And then finally, a classic Tim stamp there from his Stampers Anonymous range. And we've got this clipboard. I've even got a lovely rust technique going on that note plate there. Really cool set. If you are a fan of Tim Holtz, this is one that you know exactly what this is all about, and you will use it and adore it for all time, no doubt. Now, this is Vault Industrial, and there is so much going on here. I mean, I think there are about 3 or 4 different die sets that have gone into making up this and this. They were Biggs dies back in the day, as was this. Then we've got those cogs. We've got these wonderful numbers, which are individual numbers, which are great if you want to make your own stencils and so on and so forth. Then we've got all that pipe work. So there is so much going on in that set. And if you think that doesn't look like much, then look what you're getting in that set. Look at all these dies. Isn't that incredible? Now, all these bits as well, that has a circle in it. It's an embossed circle, so you know where to put the next part. You know that window goes in there, the little dial as well. These, just the attention to detail that Tim gives us, these will go on the edges of the pipework to give us a sense of dimension. So there's your cogs, there's your bulb, there's that kind of little dial there, and that is your pipework. But don't forget those numbers, because to me, this is one of the most fun sets because I can get so much out of it. And I'm going to show you a few examples. There's the pipework. We've gone full on rust there. This one, oh goodness me, rust, distress. Wow, I just love playing with these techniques. But there's your numbers coming in there. So what I did, I cut 2 tags. One I cut the numbers out of, and I placed it onto the back of another one. And then this one, with that lovely bulb. Now, I hope you can see where that catches the light, that bulb there. We used a special technique to get that glassy effect going on. And if you want to see how to do that, at some point in the future, we have got a make coming up where I will show you how to create this card from start to finish. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed that little it's kind of a trip down memory lane as well. It's Tim Holtz classics. It is the Vault collection. Get them while they're hot. Woo, again. But If you really want to know about them, if you want to hear from the man himself, why he chose these dies, and see the incredible things that you can do with them, then go to timholtz.com. He will be going through these in much greater detail in the not too far distant future, I'm sure. But thanks for joining me today. Again, if you want to see any more videos, any more Tim Holtz videos, some of them will be makes and so on and so forth, then go to sizzix.co.uk or sizzix.com if you're in the US, and we'll be there somewhere. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again soon.